Hello and welcome to another edition of Coffee with the Goose. Yeah, I'm the Goose. I'm glad you joined me again. We're going to talk boxing one more time because I think this is worth talking about. But of course, we have to have a little bit of Java, my coffee loaded with caffeine. It's still legal to have caffeine, right? My coffee, very strong like my opinion, and of course I got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. All right, now remember the last show I talked about the potential, and it's starting to look like it might happen, potential rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. A lot of us, including myself, thought it would never happen again. A lot of us don't want to see it happen again because the first one was so ugly. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but I'm not just going on some crazy rumor. The CEO of Global Titans, which is the promoter for Floyd Mayweather's next exhibition bout, actually made the announcement a short time ago saying that yes, the two parties are in serious negotiations for a rematch, and it will be, if it happens, not an exhibition but a real bout. So that's just what we want, right? We're tired of these exhibitions. They mean nothing. It's just lines their pockets and fine, hey, it's their show. They can do what they want, but we as fans want to see the real thing, right? Right. Okay, now the first fight, remember, happened in 2015. Should have happened earlier than that when Pacquiao was in his prime, but Floyd is a smart cookie. He waited until the time was right for him to take on the Pac-Man. He waited until Pacquiao was coming off a loss. That was the knockout at the hands of Juan Manuel Marquez. And noticed he had a little shoulder issue, so he said, okay, let's do it. Well, it ended up being a very boring fight. Typical Floyd in that, I know he's undefeated, he's a great fighter, taking nothing away from him, a real champion. But he doesn't fight like a lot of us want to see. He dances around, pity pats, holds, hugs, runs, and does all the stuff that just drives us crazy, but he wins the fights. And he won the fight against Pacquiao. But there was a lot of, baggage there, some really ugly things as we learned later. Of course, Manny had the shoulder injury that was aggravated during the fight. They would not allow him to get a painkiller shot before the fight for some reason. But they did allow, I don't know whether they allowed this, but it happened anyhow. Floyd got an injection that I don't think was allowed. And we don't know what was in the needle. He says it was vitamins. I don't buy it. And there's, look it up. There's a lot of bad stuff that happened. And then, of course, and again, I'm not saying Pacquiao got cheated out of the win, but, there's always corruption in boxing. Let's face facts, And, but look back at the fight, and I urge you to check out another YouTube video. Just type in why Pacquiao beat Mayweather, and the author of that video shows the rematch in slow motion and very intelligently dissects the fight and shows you what really happened. And a lot of those punches that Mayweather got credit for were not landed. They were blocked by Pacquiao. And there are two great fighters, very smart fighters, trying to get the better of each other intellectually, and that's what made it for a better fight than we thought we saw. And I'm not saying Pacquiao beat Mayweather. I think it was closer than the judges scored it. And if you watch this video that I told you about, and if you watch the fight again with the sound turned down, you'll see it much differently because the announcers were way in the bag for Mayweather. Everything Mayweather did right, they were cowing about, and every time Pacquiao missed a punch, it was, oh, see, he's schooling him, and there's nothing of the sort. And you talk to legitimate, smart boxing fans, and a lot of them think Pacquiao won the fight, even with all the craziness that was going on. Many people overseas who did not watch the fight with the same announcers saw it differently. And I believe it was Evander Holyfield, great boxing champion, said he thought Pacquiao won the fight. So there you go. It was not a clear-cut victory for Mayweather. Now, they've seen each other in, appearances not long ago. And, of course, Mayweather loves to talk trash. And he says, yo, whoop that ass again. He didn't whoop that ass the first time. But he talks trash, and he knows how to sell tickets and pay-per-view dollars. He knows what he's doing. Pacquiao has said, and this is really the gist of this show, that Floyd is afraid of him. He's scared. Now, that sounds like trash talking, but no, it's not. Not really. Floyd is scared. Remember what Floyd's dad, who was his trainer, said a few rounds into that bout with Pacquiao. He said, you're fighting scared. And he was. And he should be afraid of Pacquiao. Pacquiao's still a monster, even at his old age, 43 being an old age. But yes, Floyd is afraid of Pacquiao, a healthy Pacquiao. There's no question about that. You can't deny it. And here's one reason why. Look at Pacquiao's record in rematches in his career. He has fought 8 rematch bouts in his career. He's won 7 of them. 7-1 in rematches, and remember, these are all championship-level fighters. The one loss was against Juan Manuel Marquez, where he was knocked out. Now, remember, Pacquiao beat him twice already. Actually, he beat him a 3rd time. Remember, the first fight, a judge's scoring error, admittedly, led to a draw. So Pacquiao really beat him 3 times, and but yeah, Marquez is a champion, give him the victory. But Manny is 7-1 with 2 KOs in rematches, and Floyd doesn't want any piece of that, or does he? He heard about the Global Titans CEO saying, yeah, they're negotiating for a rematch, and he says, no, that's not gonna happen. Who knows what's gonna happen? But he's talking trash, as he always does, and I hope it's gonna happen. And if Pacquiao is healthy, it should be a good fight. Now, let's look back at how these guys stand right now. Manny, remember, retired from boxing last year, just a year ago, after his loss to Yordenis Ugas. And a lot of craziness and corruption going on with that. That's the boxing world. But the fight was closer than people say it was. But it was still a loss. And Pacquiao, is set for an exhibition fight in December, his first exhibition fight against some guy from South Korea named DKU, and that will be a cakewalk, of course. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's a mixed martial arts instructor, and in the boxing world, I'm not, and you shouldn't be impressed by this guy. It's just for show. It'll happen in Seoul, South Korea on December 10th. I think Floyd might have another exhibition fight coming up. So Manny hasn't fought since August of last year. Floyd, meanwhile, has not fought a real bout in even longer. His last official real bout was in 2017 against Conor McGregor. Now, come on, guys. That was not a real fight. You guys know that was exhibition all the way. That was as great as McGregor is in MMA circles. He's not a boxer. That was his first fight in the boxing world, and that was not a real fight. Let's be honest. His last real fight was against Andre Berto in 2015, that after the Manny Pacquiao fight. So Floyd hasn't fought against a real opponent in the ring in 7 years. It'll go on 8 years once these two guys get together, if the rumor holds true, next year. So what can we expect? The same Floyd? I don't think so. Floyd, as talented as he is and as smart as he is, he's 45, and he will have some serious ring rust. Will that show in the ring? Who knows? Manny, 43 now. So, these guys, even though they're getting older, they're still a force to be reckoned with. With all due respect to the current welterweight titleist, Manny, we know, can beat either one of those guys, and Floyd maybe. They're still the best, in my opinion. And to see these two guys go at it again would be a real treat for the eyes, hopefully. A treat that was not a treat the last time they fought. And you know what? In the real world, they don't owe us anything. But you know what? They do owe us. They owe us a real fight, right? I mean, that was just such a disappointment. It was a ripoff. Yeah, I paid money too, and my friends did to watch that fight, and it was just a total ripoff. I want my money's worth. Come on, Floyd. Come on, Manny. Let's sign the papers and get this done. And yes, absolutely, positively, I know Manny could beat Floyd, and many of us think he did it the first time. But a healthy Manny Pacquiao, there's no question he can beat Floyd, and there's no question that Floyd is scared of Manny Pacquiao. How scared is he? Too scared to get in the ring again? We don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you think. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Interesting topic. Hopefully we'll see the fight again. Let me know what you think. Love to read your opinions, and I'd like to learn a thing or two listening to you guys. All right? We'll talk to you again soon.